Hello Year 6 and welcome to Thursday's English lesson. Today we're going to be thinking back to that utopian world of the lost things. Yesterday we asked you to design your very own lost thing and annotate it with all of its key unique features and details, and you've really made a great job of them. I'd like to show you a small selection of some of the incredible beasts that have been created by you this week. Today your task is to start laying down your ideas into your writing plan to really flesh out the details and begin to organise your thinking into 4 main paragraph areas. What you're going to need is the paragraph planning sheet, which looks like this, that you'll find on the Google Drive. But as always, if you can't print this out, there's no need to panic. All you really need to do is number your blank page with 4 boxes and leave a space for listing the technical language that you will use. So our first paragraph is all for the appearance and materials that your lost thing is made from, what it looks like. Second paragraph box is for its personality and behaviours, the things that make your lost thing unique. Paragraph 3, any interesting features that we might notice if we looked up close and examined your lost thing in detail. And then paragraph 4 is for what I should do if I find it lost, or any cautions that you want to give to the reader, any warnings on how they should treat it. So if you were just doing this on a blank page, you could literally just separate your page into quarters and label it 1, 2, 3, 4 and put the subheadings at the top. That would be absolutely fine. Leave a place at the top so that you can put the special name that you've decided to give your lost thing. And so I'm going to show you how to plan your writing in bullet points on your planning sheet. We don't need to write it in full sentences here, just the bullet points will be fine. So I'm going to start off with the appearance and materials of my lost thing, and to keep it in mind so I know which lost thing that I'm going to be doing, I've decided I'm going to stick with the one that you've already seen. Now you're writing yours from your fantastic designs that you did yesterday. I'm not as creative as you, so I'm going with this lost thing here, and I'm going to call it Lost Thing, excuse my typing, number 246. I'm going to put a colon in there and then add its name, the helium powered bulge bottler. There we go. And that can go at the top of my plan. So off we go then with the appearance and materials. The first thing that I wanted to mention was what it was made out of. So thinking about the technical words that I'm going to use here as well, this is a metallic creature, it's completely made of metal and it's got a steel riveted frame. Now those 2 words, steel and riveted, both describe the frame, so they become a compound adjective. So I'm actually just going to edit into my writing here, and I'm going to put a hyphen between the words steel and riveted to make it clear that those are the adjectives that both describe the frame of my beast. Next, it's got aluminium casing moulded to create a smooth, shiny body, because I'm really talking about the materials here, and that's what you can see. It's got 1 large bulbous eye, which I've decided can rotate a full 360 degrees, like a globe spinning on its axis, so a little bit more detail there. Next I want to talk about these thin tentacles. So it's got thin fleshy tentacles which it uses for grasping things, and I've decided it's going to use those to steer as it floats through the air. Now it is helium powered, in brackets for a little bit more detail, much like a balloon, like a party balloon. Now again, it's helium powered, so what is helium powered about it? I'm just going to add that in. It's got a helium powered engine, I've decided, and because both of these words here both describe the engine, I'm going to turn them into a compound adjective by again adding into here and putting a hyphen between the 2. And that's all the details that I'm going to need to include about the appearance and materials section. So over to my second paragraph, because once I've introduced how I would recognise this lost thing and what it looked like, I want to talk to my reader a little bit more about what my creature is like, what its personality is and how it behaves. So this is a kind-hearted and placid creature. This is not the sort of lost thing my readers should be scared of. Again, see how I've hyphenated these two words here to turn them into a compound adjective to describe the creature. It is kind-hearted. It's rarely startled or defensive, this one. It's quite a chilled out creature. It enjoys playing and is often curious to learn more about the world around it. What I'm trying to get at here, I suppose I'm trying to describe what I can see in the picture. This creature will float up to other lost things and really examine it closely with its large bulbous eye. So it's got a curiosity about the world. It enjoys the company of other lost things and has many friends and admirers, because I want to be able to describe just how friendly my creature is. So that's everything I'm going to include for the personality and behaviour section to describe the helium-powered bulge bottler. Down here to paragraph 3, I want to talk about the interesting features, the things that make my creature a bit more bespoke. So, I started off with, it has a small hatch on the undercarriage where the main control panel can be located. You can't quite see that in the picture. I guess it's come from my imagination. It has smaller eyes which cover the surface and circumference to allow it to see all around it and provide 360-degree vision. I think when I write in more detail tomorrow, this will help my lost thing be able to keep its eye on any predators that might be coming at it from any direction. And I've decided that this lost thing loves music and will sing or hum when it hears a pleasant tune, much like a whale's song. So I'm visualising a kind of deep melancholy tune that this lost thing would sing if it heard other music to join in with. That's everything I'm going to include for the interesting features of my creature. I'm looking forward to seeing what yours is going to be like. Now then, down to paragraph 4. What should my reader do if they find this lost thing hanging around somewhere, and what shouldn't they do? What should they take great care with? Well, firstly, if they want this lost thing to come with them, they should ring a small bell or sing softly, and this lost thing should follow them happily. Bit of caution and warning for my reader here. Under no circumstances should they touch the creature. It prefers to float at its own speed. I think I'm going to run out of space here, so I might have to just move that one up ever so slightly, and that one. So, last word of all, even more. I should move it over here. Ooh, sorry. If you attempt, even more, in fact I'll get rid of that one so you can see it. If you attempt to hurry this magnificent beast, he will levitate high into the sky and will only be tempted down using treats such as, I've made a little bit of a list here, small steel screws, electric filaments from light bulbs, or copper wire. Because I'm thinking and imagining that my creature, just like the lost thing that we saw on the video before, where the man was feeding it the Christmas lights into the top, I think my lost thing will thrive on those metallic, electrical components, because that's what he's made up of. So that's my paragraph 4, my advice and my warnings to the reader. So over to this section in the middle here. Remember, this is a very formal piece. We're using the most technical, formal language that we can. There's not going to be any abbreviations in this text, no slang. I'm looking for the technical words that I might use. Now, I've already used this one, but I'm going to add it in. Helium powered, and I spoke a little bit before about how I was hyphenating those to create a compound adjective, because they're going to describe the engine of the creature. It's got, well, a few more here. It's metallic. It's got a combustion engine, and I decided that mine is going to be analog programmed. I thought that sounds very, very formal, very technical. It's not a digital creature. This one's far too old and old-fashioned. It's not very modern, so it's going to be analog programmed. Now, over to this section of the planning sheet, and I've actually decided I don't need 2 boxes for technical words, but what would really come in handy for me when I'm writing, so I'm just going to put a little box over this, is some synonyms for describing the lost thing. I don't want to keep on saying lost thing, lost thing, lost thing all the time in my writing, and I don't want to keep on saying thing or it. So I've got a few different synonyms here that I can mix up my writing with. Words like creature, being, this soul, this beast, this critter, so that I've got a little bit more variety when I'm describing my creature. Don't keep on repeating the same words. And I think it would be really helpful for you on your planning sheet if you added some synonyms here as well. Otherwise your writing might tend to become a little bit repetitive if in every sentence you're repeating the same word of creature, creature, creature all the time. You get my meaning there. So that's the planning sheet. That's how you're going to fill that in for now, ready for our writing tomorrow. So all you're going to need to do then, either downloading from the Google Drive or just straight onto a piece of paper, is to complete your planning for writing your lost thing. Map out your ideas for these key paragraphs. Keep the picture of your lost thing there in front of you so you can keep referring back to it. What are you describing its materials as? What can we see? Those key features. And most importantly, what is your creature like? Is it vicious? Is it friendly? Is it kind? What cautions should I take? This guide is all about helping your reader know what to do when they find it. So what cautions should your reader take? A little word of advice of how to get it to come with you if you were then taking it to the Federal Department of Odds and Ends, which is the place where the man takes the lost thing to. So that's all you're going to need to get started on your planning for today. But if you need any little bit more help with creating that technical language, you might want to work a little bit more on your use of hyphens to create compound adjectives. As you can see, I've tried to include these in my technical language to describe my lost thing, and you use a hyphen to join two words together when you want them to describe a noun after it. So the two words helium powered both relate to the engine. Those two words both describe the engine, so I've linked them together with a hyphen. This can avoid any misunderstanding and make it clear that I'm describing the engine when I use those two words. Now, all punctuation is used to make our writing and our intent clear, so if you need a little bit more help on using a hyphen to get some examples of that into your writing, here's a little video to explain more about this before you have a go yourself, and then try to include a hyphenated compound adjective in your planning today.
The zookeeper has to put one of these signs up for her latest zoo exhibit. She has a dilemma. Which one should she choose? How are they different? Read them carefully. Bird eating spider. Bird eating spider. The difference is the hyphen. Hyphen. Using a hyphen to link two words can change the meaning of those words or phrase and can avoid confusion. In other words, avoid ambiguity. So looking at our two phrases, which one should the keeper use? The first, bird eating spider, tells us that the bird eats spiders. But use a hyphen to join the two words bird and eating, and the meaning of the phrase changes. It's the spider who eats birds. Bird eating becomes an adjective, as it tells us what type of spider this is. So, which sign should the zookeeper choose? It's bird eating spider. The use of the hyphen has made things much clearer.
So that's it from me today, and well done for all of your efforts designing your lost things. I know your planning is going to be fantastic. Good luck with that. Try to add as many interesting, unique features for your lost things as you can, and be imaginative. Remember, this lost thing can have any strange habits and behaviours that you like, so be inventive. Join me tomorrow for our writing lesson. Bye for now.